In today's topic, we're going to be talking about the tribe of Levi. What is the meaning of the name Levi? It means united and joined. Every tribe has a symbol, and the symbol of Levi is the pitcher, because it signifies the ritual of cleansing. Promises of Moses. You Thummim and Oren belongs to your faithful people. You tested your people at Matzah. You quarreled with them at Oasis of Meribah. They said they didn't know their father and mother. They didn't recognize their own brothers. They didn't acknowledge their own children. But they obeyed your word and were faithful to the terms of your promises. They teach Jacob your rules and give Israel your teachings. They burn incense to you to smell and sacrifice burnt offering on your altar. Lord, bless them with strength and be pleased with the work that they do. Break the backs of those who attack them and hate them so they can never get up again. Levi may be well considered the most pedigree of all the tribes. All of his descendants throughout the many generations of Jewish history has proudly self-identified as Levites, sharding their family history and transmitting their special custom through the ages. No contemporary Jew can definitely determine his tribal affiliation, with the exception of Levites or Kohen. So, who was Levi? Levi was the third son, born by Leah. She named her third son Levi, saying, "This time my husband will become attached to me, for I have borne him 3 sons." Yahweh had the same concept with Levi. This tribe was going to serve him in the future to join Israel with Yahweh. Levi never did anything extraordinary in his life that took him to have this future. And yet, Levi could claim no constructive accomplishment during his lifetime. He massacred the manfolk of Shechem alongside brother Simeon and acted Jacob severely censored at the consequences of Dinah being raped. When she went to visit the daughters of the town, the prince of Shechem saw her and took her. When the brothers found out, they wanted to take revenge on their own hands and kill all men of town. These 2 tribes were zealous for the wholeness and perfection of the family. They would have fought anyone who threatened the wholeness of their family. Levi and Simeon are almost the same when it comes to characteristics. They are almost identical. But at one point in history, these identical brothers take 2 different journeys in future generations. Idolatry is the antithesis of integrity, and the Levites were unwilling to accept anything even smacking of idolatry. It was Levi who massed eagerly around Moses when he angrily confronted the sinning Israelites worshiping the golden calf at the foot of Mount Sinai. When Moses called, "Whoever is for God, rally to me," the Levites immediately responded. They who had murdered in the past in the name of integrity had no qualms about doing it again. Moses said to them, "Thus says the Lord, God of Israel, each of you put swords and things, go back and forth from gate to gate throughout the camp, and slay brother, neighbor, and kin." Then Levites did as Moses commanded, and some 3,000 fell that day. And Moses said, "Fill your hands today for the Lord, for this day for each of you had been against son and brother. Therefore, God has granted you today a blessing." Exodus 32:27-29. When the Israelites were at Shittim, a lot of them were engaging in idolatry and sexual misconduct with Midian women. The most fragrant sinner was Zimri. He was the prince of Simeon. Phinehas, expressing his identity as a Levite, did not hesitate, while the other leaders looked on helplessly, frozen in despair. Phinehas speared Zimri and his Midian prince's consort Cosbi before the nation's eyes. Silliness is a frightened force. Like Jacob in the aftermath of the massacre at Shechem, The nation of Israel did not know how to respond to this bloody act. Yet at this time, God himself spoke, defending Phinehas' action. The Lord spoke to Moses, saying, "Phinehas, son of Eleazar, son of Aaron the priest, has turned back my wrath for the Israelites by displaying among them a passion for me, so that I did not wipe out the Israelites' people in my passion. Say, therefore, I grant him my covenant of peace." Numbers 25:10 and 12. And here it was where the two brothers, Simeon and Levi, who was once the closest of kin, dramatically diverged. This act of solidarity with God was what elevated the Levites to the elite status of the bearers of the Holy Ark. The tribe's willingness to take even a bloody stand for integrity forged a bond between them and God. It qualifies them for the special task that deprived them of not the land, but granted them the unique role of God's closest ministers. Jealousy is petty and hostile. Zealotry is noble and ultimately seeks peace. It was with zealous Phinehas that God forged his covenant of peace. A jealous character does not value the glory and the gift of his friend, and wants to abrogate the other gift in favor of himself. A zealous character, in contrast, glories in the uniqueness and greatness of the other. He cherishes not only his own integrity, but also the integrity of the whole that is formed by the utter individualism of its part. A fine line between jealousy from zealotry, but the exacting distinction makes all the difference in the world. The paradigm for Levi were his two prized sons, Moses and Aaron, who embodied the trait of appreciating the other. Only one who truly loves and appreciates the strength of another, one who does not covet, but seeks only to encourage the other to realize his own greatness, can be called truly zealous. A burning zealotry creates a covenant of peace. Be of the disciples of Aaron, a lover of peace, a pursuer of peace, a lover of people, drawing them near to the Torah. The genuine affection and respect between Moses and Aaron, and the passionate drive of Phinehas were rooted in the same basic character trait: selflessness. The concerns that characterized this drive was not for each individual's own personal integrity, but for the best interest of the other, and above them all, the best interest of God. It was this concern that drew God's love towards the Levites, and it was this concern that fostered peace in the world. Shalom.